there's what is an undated marginal note on Lazarus' resurrection and in connection with the sentence of St. John. And this actually is quite useful because we can see how Jesus looks at the New Testament as it's come down to us and addresses certain points about the transmission of the text, or which are relevant to the transmission of the text that we have today, compared to the original copies, the originals, the autographs. So, marginal notes on Lazarus' resurrection and in connection with the sentence of St. John. Jesus says, "In the Gospel of John, as it has now been read for ages, there is written, Jesus had not yet come into the village of Bethany." John 9:30. To avoid possible objections, I wish to point out that, with regard to this sentence, and the one of the work which states that I met Martha a few steps away from the fountain in Lazarus' garden, there is no contradiction of events, but only a discrepancy of translation and description. 3/4 of the village of Bethany belonged to Lazarus. Likewise, a large part of Jerusalem belonged to him. But let us speak of Bethany. As 3/4 of it belonged to Lazarus, one could say Bethany of Lazarus. So the text would not be wrong even if I had met Martha in the village or at the fountain, as some people wish to say. In actual fact, I had not gone into the village to prevent the people of Bethany, who were all hostile to the members of the Sanhedrin, from rushing towards me. I'd gone round the back of Bethany to reach Lazarus' house, which was at the opposite end, with respect to one who entered Bethany coming from En Shemesh. So John rightly says that I had not yet entered the village. And equally right is little John, and that is Maria Valtorta, who says that I'd stopped near the basin, the fountain for the Jews, already in Lazarus' garden, but still very far from the house. One should also consider that during the period of mourning and uncleanness, it was not yet the 7th day after Lazarus' death, his sisters did not leave the house. So the meeting took place within the enclosure of their property. Note that little John states that the people of Bethany came into the garden only when I had ordered the stone to be removed. Previously, the people of Bethany did not know that I was in Bethany, and only when the news was spread, they rushed to Lazarus' house.